Don't eat bread. Make this delicious breakfast recipe instead. I've prepared a plate with 3 bananas. I'll slice 2 of them, and the other one I'll save for the next step. You're going to be surprised by how amazing this recipe turns out. I guarantee it's super easy. I'm sure you and your whole family will love it too. I made it yesterday for guests and everyone loved it. Now, I'll mash the remaining banana just like this. Mash it well. I love making unique recipes like this one. If you're looking for flavor, simplicity, and speed, you've just found the best recipe on the internet. I'll transfer everything to this bowl. Super easy to make? What do you think? Now, I'll add 3 eggs. I'll use a fork to beat the eggs until they turn into a liquid texture. This recipe requires only a few ingredients. You probably already have them at home. Would you add anything else to it? It should look like this. Next, I'll add 2 tablespoons of oats. I'll mix it again. Tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout-out. Today's shout-out goes to Mark Rogers from New York. I'm so happy you're enjoying our recipes. Take your time and you'll get an incredible result in the end. And the best part, it's perfect for any occasion. Now, in a bowl, I'll add some olive oil. I'll use a brush to spread it evenly. If you don't have much time to cook, this recipe is perfect for you. It's great for an afternoon snack too. Give it a try. I'll place the banana slices into the pan. You're learning an exclusive method. This type of recipe is something you'll only find here. Now, I'll pour the mixed ingredients over the bananas. This is one of those recipes that you make once and never forget. It's so delicious and practical. I'll cover it and let it cook for 10 minutes. Now, I'll use a plate to flip it over and cook the other side. Look how beautiful it's turning out. It's going to have an amazing texture. I'll cover it again and let it cook for another 5 minutes. Time's up. It's ready. Look how incredible it looks. Now I'll drizzle some honey on top to enhance the flavor even more. The best thing about this recipe is that you can make it quickly with just a few ingredients. This has become a routine at my house, and I'm sure that once you try it, it will become part of your routine too. Send me a picture of how yours turned out. Now that you've learned this exclusive preparation method, surprise your family by making this wonderful recipe. You saw how easy it is. Just a few ingredients, and you have an amazing breakfast. I knew this would turn out great. Now just enjoy, and don't forget to invite your family to try it. A simple trick in chicken turns into a 5-star restaurant dish. To start, I place a rack over 3 chicken breasts and make parallel cuts. In a bowl, I add a 1/4 cup of olive oil, a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of chimichurri, 5 minced garlic cloves to give our recipe that special Sunday flavor. I add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. I cover it with plastic wrap and let it marinate for 30 minutes. Now I slice 200 grams of mushrooms. Next, we're going to slice 2 red onions into half-moon shapes. In a baking dish, I add the sliced onion. Then I place the delicious mushrooms one by one. And right after that, I add 2 tomatoes sliced into rounds. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout-out. Today's shout-out goes to Rachel Thompson from Halifax, Canada. I'm really happy you're enjoying our recipes. Now I arrange the chicken breasts on top of the tomato. bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. After baking, I top it with mozzarella to taste to make our delicious recipe even more flavorful. Then I return it to the oven to melt and brown the cheese for 15 more minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. This always grabs attention when I put it on the table. The smell, the color, everything shows it came out just right. It looks like something from a restaurant, but it's one of those recipes you get the hang of quickly. I like to take my time at this point because that's when you really see the result of the whole preparation. You know that feeling when you know you nailed it? That's it. The texture already shows it turned out perfectly, and every time I make it, it feels like it turns out better than the last.
I discovered the trick that changed my life in the kitchen. Now, I only make chicken this way. For this recipe, we'll need 1 frozen chicken breast, and I'm going to grate it using a peeler. Tell me which chicken recipe is the most popular in your home. I'd love to know. Now I'll transfer everything to a bowl. Here we have 2 potatoes, and we'll also grate them using the peeler. And before I forget, tell me what city you're watching us from so I can send you a big hug. Today's hug goes to Daniel Moore from Chicago. I'm so glad you're enjoying our recipes. Once that's done, I'll add them to the same bowl. We'll need 1 onion, and we'll do the same with it. We'll add the onion to the bowl. Now I'm going to grate 200 grams of mozzarella cheese, and we'll put it in the bowl, then add 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and mix it all together really well. Make this recipe at home and come back to tell me what you thought. I'm sure you and your whole family will love it. In a pan, I'm going to add a bit of oil, 1 tablespoon of butter, and stir until it melts. Once that's done, I'll transfer all the mixture into the pan. And I'll smooth it out with a spoon so it's nice and even. I'll cover and let it cook for 15 minutes. After that, I'll flip it using a plate and put it back in the pan. Cover again and leave it for another 10 minutes. After removing it from the pan and placing it on a plate, I'll sprinkle some parsley on top. It gives that special touch to our recipe. This recipe is absolutely delicious.
The new way of cooking chicken breast that's taking the world by storm. I'm gonna start by slicing 2 onions. You're gonna fall in love with the result of this recipe. The flavor is just amazing, trust me. The perfect combo of convenience and taste, straight to your kitchen. I'll put all these onions into a bowl. Now I'll slice 2 tomatoes. It's so easy to make that even someone with no kitchen skills can pull off this delicious dish. With this exclusive method, you're gonna impress everyone at the table. When you try it at home, send me a pic of how it turned out. This recipe is made for those who love simplicity but don't want to give up on flavor. I'll make a layer with these tomato slices here. I'm sure you'll find this super easy to make. We're ready for the next step. I've got 3 chicken breasts here. I'm gonna make some cuts so they can soak in all that flavor. Tell me what city you're watching us from so I can send you a special shout out. Today's shout out goes to Leah Thompson from Austin, Texas. I'm so happy you're enjoying our recipes. In a bowl, I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of sowai sauce, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, a 1/4 cup of olive oil. I'll add 2 chopped cloves of garlic, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of thyme. I'll mix it all really well until everything is nicely combined. The best part about this recipe is how quick and simple it is. That's why it's become a regular in my house. Now I'm gonna dip the chicken breasts in here. Make sure to coat each side really well. Take your time. You're gonna fall in love with this dish that makes every ingredient shine. If you get the ingredient amounts just right, I know it's gonna turn out perfect. Just like mine. I'll cover it with plastic wrap and let it marinate for 30 minutes. Bet you're seeing how easy this is. After the time's up, I'm gonna make another layer with the chicken. I'm sure this recipe is gonna become a classic at your place. It's impossible to make it just once. When you cook chicken at home, what kind of ingredients do you like to add? Using just a few ingredients, you'll discover the real magic lies in simplicity. Now I'm gonna bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. After that, I'll add some sliced mozzarella as much as you like. I love using mozzarella, so I'm adding plenty. Then back in the oven for another 10 minutes. Once that's done, it's perfect. Now just plate it, slice it up, and enjoy this delicious meal. Few ingredients, but the result? An explosion of flavor.
Did you know that if you place a slice of ham on the cutting board, with a little mayonnaise, you'll have an amazing recipe? Take another slice and do this here. Guys, this recipe is wonderful. And now take a little more and spread it here too. Take another slice and do this here. Look here, gently, okay? Now you're going to take some garlic powder and sprinkle it over the ham. Guys, this is going to be delicious. You're going to love it. You're also going to add some black pepper, okay? You don't need to add too much, just a little, to give it that nice spicy touch. Now take this. Look, 2 slices of cheese, okay? And place them on top, just like I'm doing. Take a little more mayonnaise and spread it on this side of the ham. Now we take this part, guys. You're going to do this here. Look, rolling it up. Just like I'm doing. And it will stay like this. Look how beautiful this is. Now I coat it in all-purpose flour. Place it here. Make sure every part is well coated. Okay, it should be well breaded. Now dip it into the egg. I've already beaten the egg, okay? And I do this here, look. Now coat it again in all-purpose flour. Then dip it back into the egg so the breading sticks well. This will make it extra crispy. Now let it drain a little, then coat it in this flour here. I'm using this coarser flour, okay? What is panko flour? It's really tasty. It gives our appetizer an amazing crunch. And it will look like this. I'm going to make several. Okay, guys, I've already breaded them all. Now I place them in the oil to fry. And here, you put in as many as fit in the pan. Okay, guys, I'm going to place another one on this side. I'll add another one here because my pan is big. And now we let the appetizer fry until golden brown. Now take 2 forks and turn the appetizer. So it fries well on the other side too. Look, until it gets golden brown. Guys, this is amazing. This appetizer is delicious. Make it at home. You'll definitely want to do it again. Perfect for everyone. Kids love this appetizer. And appetizers, guys, are really expensive, right? So there's nothing better than making them at home. Guys, it's ready. I'm taking the appetizers out now and placing them in this dish. Let's take them all out. They turned out super crispy. Guys, it's ready. Our delicious appetizer. I'm going to cut it open to show you the inside. Look at this appetizer. Guys, look at this cheese. It's so good. Make it at home. You're going to love it. I learned this recipe from a friend in Italy. Now I only make pasta this way. In my pot, I'm adding hot water to speed up the pasta cooking process. The amount of water is up to you, but ideally, there should be enough so the pasta doesn't stick together. I add a generous teaspoon of salt to season it from the start. I stir a little to dissolve it, and then add 200 grams of pasta. Now I let it cook until it's nice and tender, just right. The pasta is cooked, so I turn off the heat. I'll save some of the cooking water because it has starch, which will help make the sauce creamier. I reserve about half a cup of this water before draining the pasta. I add 1 tablespoon of butter and a generous drizzle of olive oil to balance the flavor and prevent the butter from burning. I incorporate 3 garlic cloves, thinly sliced, so they release all their aroma. I also add finely chopped lemon zest, which will give a special citrus touch. Now I saute everything well so that the garlic and lemon zest infuse the butter with their flavor. The sauté is ready. Now I add the juice of the same lemon I used for the zest. I also incorporate 200 grams of heavy cream, which will give a smooth and delicious texture. I stir well to combine the ingredients and create a homogeneous sauce. The combination of heavy cream and lemon creates a velvety sauce with a slight acidity that is spectacular. I adjust the seasoning by adding 1.5 teaspoons of salt and the same amount of black pepper. I pour in the reserved cooking water, which will help make the sauce even creamier. I mix everything well so that it blends evenly, making the sauce silky. I didn't add too much salt because the cooking water already had some. With everything well mixed, I now add the pasta directly into the pan so it can fully absorb the sauce. Along with the pasta, I add a few whole garlic cloves to enhance the dish's flavor even more. I distribute these garlic cloves around the pasta so they release more aroma. I mix well with a fork, making sure all the pasta is coated in the sauce. Look at this, it's so creamy and delicious. To make sure the pasta stays juicy, it needs to absorb all the sauce completely. This recipe is delicious, well-balanced, and perfect for any occasion. It's a simple dish to make but has a special and sophisticated touch. Now that everything is well combined, I finish it off with freshly chopped cilantro on top. The amount of cilantro is up to you, but it adds a wonderful freshness. Now that everything is ready, I turn off the heat and it's time to serve. Take a portion of pasta and look at how amazing it is. The texture is perfect, truly an irresistible dish. Now I serve it straight onto the plate because it's best enjoyed hot. The flavor is incredible, and it's even better when freshly made. You can make this cake in a pan. It's super quick and easy, a practical and delicious recipe. To start, I add 1 tablespoon of butter to the pan and let it melt completely. The butter has fully melted. Now I add 1 heaping tablespoon of sugar. I stir well to dissolve the sugar and let it caramelize with the butter. The sugar has caramelized, forming a golden, shiny syrup. Now, while the caramel is still hot in the pan, I add pineapple slices. I'm using canned pineapple, but if you prefer, you can use fresh pineapple. I arrange the slices evenly around the pan, making sure they are well placed. Done! All the pineapple slices are now on the bottom of the pan. Now, I set this aside while I prepare the cake batter. In a bowl, I add 1 egg, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. The vanilla extract will give the batter a delicious aroma and a special flavor. I mix well until the sugar is fully dissolved. Now, I add half a cup of oil and half a cup of milk. I mix again until all the liquid ingredients are well incorporated. Then, I add 1.5 cups of sifted all-purpose flour, which helps make the batter lighter. I stir well until I have a smooth, lump-free mixture. I keep mixing slowly until the texture is silky and even. The batter is now well mixed. Now I add half a tablespoon of baking powder. I stir gently to incorporate the baking powder without losing the fluffiness of the batter. This batter is amazing, super light and full of flavor. Look at this perfect texture, airy and easy to prepare. And the best part is that this recipe is super fast. In less than 5 minutes, the batter is ready to cook. Now I pour the batter over the caramelized pineapple slices. I spread it carefully to make sure all the pineapple is covered. I scrape the bowl well to use all the batter and avoid waste. I spread the batter gently so it's evenly distributed and covers all the slices. Important reminder, the heat is still off so the caramel and pineapple don't burn. Now that everything is ready, I cover the pan with a lid. Then I turn on the heat on very low and let the cake cook for about 15 minutes. Now it's time to flip the cake. To do this, I take a large plate and place it on top of the pan. Very carefully, I flip the cake so that the caramelized side is on top. I turn the heat back on and let it brown for a few more minutes. The cake is now fully cooked and golden brown on both sides. I turn off the heat and remove it from the pan. Using a spatula, I lift it carefully and place it on a serving plate. I put it back on the same plate I flipped it onto to keep a nice presentation. Now, it's time to cut a slice of this wonderful cake. Look at this amazing texture. The caramelized pineapple cake turned out absolutely perfect. Now, all that's left is to enjoy this delicious treat.
This is probably the best chicken breast I have ever made. I'll start by cutting a chicken breast in half. I made this preparation very detailed so you can achieve an amazing result in the kitchen. Then, I'll place plastic wrap on top so I can pound it with a meat mallet. Pound it well, you'll see how worth it is to make a recipe like this for dinner. I'll add wheat flour to this bowl here. Now, I'll coat the entire chicken, making sure to cover all sides properly. Tell me from which city you're watching us so I can send you a special greeting. Today's greeting goes to Michael Johnson from New York. I'm happy that you're enjoying our recipes. In a bowl, I'll add 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 3 cloves of garlic chopped, parsley to taste, half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. I'll mix everything well until all the ingredients are perfectly combined. It should have this texture, perfect for the next step. Now, I'll take the chicken breast that I coated and dip it into the mixture. It's really easy to make. If you have any doubts, just follow what I'm doing. It will turn out perfect. Simple, quick, and irresistible. This recipe is perfect for any occasion. Try it at home and let me know what you think. Now it's ready for the next step. I'll add 2 tablespoons of butter. Stir well as it melts. You'll be amazed at how easy it is to create something so delicious and special. Now, it's time to fry it. This is one of those recipes that you make once and never forget. So tasty and practical. When it reaches this golden color, it's perfect. In the same pan, I'll add 1 cup of chicken broth, 2 cloves of garlic chopped, 2 tablespoons of lime juice, parsley to taste, 1 tablespoon of butter. Stir well while it cooks. You'll notice the color changes to this beautiful shade. Now, place the chicken in the pan to cook in the sauce. Turn it over so the mixture gets fully absorbed by the chicken. I have to confess, the smell of this dish is incredible. Surprise your family with a wonderful dinner by preparing this amazing recipe. Now, just transfer it to a plate, cut it, and taste this delight. Look at this fantastic appearance. It's perfect. If you look closely, the texture is also very tender. If you're looking for flavor, convenience, and speed, you've just found the best recipe on the internet. This chicken is totally worth making for dinner. It's perfect for gathering the family. If you like this preparation method, you're going to love my next tips. I still have many other secret recipes to share, so stay tuned and don't miss anything.
Start by adding 4 potatoes cut into half-moon shapes. The oil is already hot, so let the potatoes fry. Fry them until they turn golden for a few minutes. Look, the fried potatoes are almost ready. Now, add 12 onions cut into half-moon shapes. Mix them with the potatoes. Let the onions fry with the potatoes for a few more minutes. Be careful when mixing, because the oil is very hot and you might burn yourself. Do it cautiously. Since the potatoes are almost ready, leave them aside for now. Now prepare the egg mixture. In this bowl, add 6 or 7 eggs. Then add a teaspoon of salt. Also, add half a teaspoon of black pepper. Mix the eggs well, whisking them with a fork to make it easier. This potato recipe will surprise you. It's delicious and easy to make with everyday ingredients. I mixed the eggs well, and now the potatoes are ready. So, turn off the heat. Drain a bit of the oil and add the potatoes to the eggs. Remove all the potatoes from the pan and add them to the eggs. All in the same bowl. Don't worry, the result will be excellent. Even though it's a different recipe, everyone who tries it always wants more. Now, just mix the potatoes with the eggs well. Look, I mixed the potatoes with the eggs well. Now, put everything back in the pan with a bit of oil. Notice that I'm using a smaller pan, and the oil is just to grease it. Add all the potatoes and distribute them evenly, organizing them in the pan. Turn the heat to low temperature and cover the pan. After a few minutes, it will have cooked on one side. Then, flip the recipe. Look, it's golden on one side. Now, use a plate to flip the recipe. See how it's turning out. Put it back in the pan to brown the other side. You can use spatulas or a board to flip it. I always like to flip it this way, to keep the recipe together and avoid breaking it. And to finish our recipe, cover it again and leave it for a few more minutes to brown. Look, it's ready. The other side is perfectly golden as well. Now, take the plate and flip the recipe one more time. Look at how it turned out. A real marvel. See how our recipe stayed whole and well browned. In just a few minutes, it's ready. Cut a portion to show you how it looks inside. Try this recipe at home and let me know how it turned out. I want to know if you achieved the perfect point, and if you came up with any different ideas for this recipe. Enjoy your meal.
Everyone is putting chicken in the air fryer after seeing this genius idea. You can be sure that you're about to learn one of the best ways to prepare chicken wings. I'll start by adding 500 grams of chicken wings into this bowl. I'll add 2 teaspoons of salt. Don't worry, it's super easy to make. Half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. I love cooking with garlic. I think it gives a special touch to the final taste. And I'll also add a little olive oil to taste. This exclusive method will completely change how you see simple recipes. You're going to love it. Now, I'll mix everything well with my hands. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout out. Today's shout out goes to Michael Ross from New York. I'm so happy you're enjoying my recipes. I have to confess, I made this yesterday for my friends, and they loved it so much that they begged me to share the recipe with you. The best thing about this dish is that you can make it quickly and with just a few ingredients, which is why it's now a routine in my house. I'll add 1 tablespoon of baking powder. This ingredient will make our chicken wings extra crispy. Now, just keep mixing with your hands. No rush. This time, we're not using oil to fry. This is a healthier and unique way of making it. When you make chicken wings at home, what kind of ingredients do you like to add? If you have any special tricks, let me know. I'd love to hear them. If you're enjoying this recipe, you're going to love my next tips. I still have many special recipe secrets to share, so stay tuned and don't miss anything. After mixing everything well, it should look like this. Now, I'll place everything in the air fryer. Place each one carefully, one by one, no rush. With just a few ingredients and a simple process, this dish will surprise you with its incredible flavor. This is one of those recipes that you make once and never forget, because it's just that delicious and practical. I love making unique recipes like this. The taste is just perfect. Now that everything is in, it's ready to fry. You're going to fall in love with this recipe that brings out the best of each ingredient. Once you try it for the first time, it will go straight to your list of favorite recipes. You can test it out. It's definitely worth it. Just close it and let it cook for 20 minutes. It's perfect now. Time to transfer everything to a dish and enjoy. Guys, I love this recipe. I'm sure you and your whole family will love it too. You can dip it in ketchup to enhance the flavor. It will be even better. When you try it at home, send me a picture of your results. I'm sure it's going to turn out amazing.